Liam, we're back again to discuss how you get on with the last action plan. We discussed your overall goal, aim, which was to pass all the essential skills for your Welsh back. Based on what we discussed last time, how do you feel about your key skills now, especially the application number?
I feel better about it, yeah. Since the last time we spoke, I got more of it done. I was able to understand more of those handouts that were given, especially the comparative pie charts one. And I also had a go at the comparative pie charts myself, and I've handed them in now as well.
Okay, so is there anything that is still outstanding in terms of the application number or the other essential skills?
No, I had my communication, now 3 key skill, done. It was IV'd.
Yes.
IV'd last Friday. That passed IV as well, I think, yeah. I think that I've done the checklist for the IULP as well. They're in my file, so that's up to date as well. And my AUN is also being marked as we speak, so they're all up to date as far as I know.
So how does it make you feel about having your comms IV'd?
I was nervous when I gave it in, but I feel better now it's passed. I know I'm on the right track, and completing it and getting it all right. I know I was doing what I should have been doing, and I'd completed all the bits that I've been given and been told to complete, so yeah.
Excellent, okay. So is there anything in terms of the application number that you're still struggling with, or are you happy with those?
There was standard deviation, but I found another equation I could use instead of standard deviation, another formula that would still meet the criteria, and it'd mean that I wouldn't have to go through the process of trying to understand the standard deviation. I could I used a different formula that I understood and I had already used, so it kind of helped me a bit with the AUN.
So I know since our last meeting we did kind of discuss it in depth of how we could do it, and I'm pleased that you kind of was able to identify another equation. In terms of the Welsh back requirements, are you struggling with anything else apart from essential skills?
No, I think I just completed my diary. There's a Welsh baccalaureate diary that I had to complete. I've done that. I've had all parts of it signed by the community project I was working on and my employment project. I've also completed the individual investigation. I had a good in that, and that didn't have to be remarked. I went through with flying colours. I think the only thing left to do is the essential skills. That's the only thing that's stopping me from gaining the Welsh baccalaureate qualification at the moment. So as soon as they all completed and topped.
Okay. So looking at the essential skills, what things are you waiting for?
I need my AUN back to see how far off I am from the criteria, how much needs to be done, how much I missed. Once I get that, I know what I need to do, basically, what my weaknesses are within the project, what I've missed out, things maybe I've got incorrect that I need to correct. Yeah. That's probably going to take some time. And then I find out the next stage of my communication key skill, essential skill.
So if communication is done, don't have to worry about that. The application number and the IULP as well. Yeah. So you are waiting for those to come back.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that the information is given back to you next week, hopefully. Yeah. And what we can do is sit down and identify if there's any kind of areas, that need updated.
No problem.
In terms of the IULP and the application number, are there any areas you think need to be developed?
Last time my application and number was marked, all the English-based parts of it, like the justifications, the recommendations and the conclusion, were okay. I think the conclusion was that bit had passed. The recommendations I needed to go back to, because I didn't understand the main meaning of recommendations. I used a different formula. I evaluated instead, so that needed to be changed, I know. It's not ordered, it's not in the order it should be. It's quite all over the shop when it comes to how I correlated it all, and because you go through a strict format of you start getting your data, then you use your data to find out different things and stuff. I did it in a different order, so that needs to all be taken out. I need to put it all back together again in the order it should be, basically. That needs to be done. Bit of rearranging.
So the organisation of your folder is something you need to kind of
Yeah.
develop, you say. How can I help you do that?
Basically, you've already given me the sheet, the front sheet, and that's got the order that it should go in. But because of the way that I've passed some parts of the AON, but not others, I've had to take the work out in order to get to other work, and it's swapped around. So basically, I just need time to sit down and look at this guidance sheet and put it all in the right way so it's perfectly organised.
Okay. So what we could do is sit down next week
and have a look at what needs to go where.
Okay. The IRP, any problems there?
I'm not sure what's next, what comes next in the IRP. I think I've done the work that's been set for it though.
Okay, so looking at what we just said, or what you just said, the only problems you've got at the moment, please tell me if I'm wrong in saying this, is your organisation of your portfolio in terms of tracking and structure.
Yeah.
So what we'll do before next week is get it marked. So then next week you can
correct the mistakes.
Correct any mistakes if need be.
Yep.
And to start putting it into
the right order. Right.
Does is any of that kind of the tracking sheets, the OCR tracking sheet, is there anything on there that you don't understand and why it needs to be in that order?
No, I think I understand where it should be, and yeah, that you need to actually work out the equation before you justify why you did it, obviously, and it goes in that order throughout. So every time you use a different type of mathematical equation, you justify it, and you use the next one, justify it, why you used it, what it shows. I think I understand. Yeah.
Okay, so if we start kind of filling this in, what we could do. So looking at the first one, it says how am I going to get to my goal? So we're starting about talking about the organisation and tracking of your portfolio. So the next one is what do you expect to achieve, but I can measure. So the evidence of the organisation of your portfolio. So we're talking about sitting down, going through it, looking up a tracking form and seeing how that can be put into place. So that by the end of that, you're going to have a portfolio that is well structured and formatted. The next one is about measuring your outcomes. Now, that says how will I be able to tell how well I've done? Well, we're talking about the OCR, the essential skills. So by next week, hopefully you'll have it marked, and by the time you put your portfolio together, that absolute measure of that is
passing.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you have difficulties with, or anything else you want to discuss?
No, that's great.
Okay. So next week, if we meet again next week, and we'll go through this, like I said, we'll go through the portfolio, and we'll go through this and see how well you've been able to tackle